Oh, wait. Okay. So, good evening, everyone. Yeah. Good evening, everyone. My name is George Mawena. I'm doing Kone, which is knowledge of natural achievements. Today, you might just a quick introducing. You might have known me for the YouTube videos at Kone 1703, which are curated skill, beginner level, and it's about everything you can do. The last one was, I think, Rookie Skater, where I was introducing people who loved skateboarding but never done it to, well, to kicking and pushing their skateboard. So this was the last one in date. I also did Kone Talks, where I talk about several miscellaneous subjects like the next Artemis Fowl movie or just how skateboarding and ego mix together. But today I'm going to talk about neuroscience because it's something that relates to what I do and also is really passionate. It's really like something interesting, exciting even. Neuroscience, aka the brain's superpowers, because I really think that the brain has superpowers, that we have superpowers, and if you don't believe me, then I'll prove you that we do. Just hear me out. So I've chosen three aspects of the brain, which I call superpowers because it's pretty powerful. Those aspects are first mental strength, aka power of will. The second would be auto-suggestion, aka affirmations and hypnosis. And the third one will be intuition or the sixth sense. So let's jump ahead. Let's jump ahead with mental strength. Mental strength, you might have, if you're doing martial arts or if you did artistic activity, you always have heard this sentence, which is mind over matter. Mind over matter means that your brain, your mind is able to pick, push through the limits of the matter around it, surrounding it. It means that what's in your mind is more important than what's outside of it, including your own body. That's how, for instance, you have people like The Rock who can really push through and develop high and powerful muscles, powerful state of mind, and just be a living inspiration for others. This is all about power of will, aka mental strength. So the story I have to say to you about this is that I was doing Muay Thai training a few months ago, and when I started, one thing surprised me is that we were at the end of the training. We always were doing these push-ups exercise where we had really just we had to do 50 push-ups for every single person present in the room. And if we were 10, it equals 500 push-ups. If we were 15, equals more. And this was really challenging for me at first, because it still is to do 50 push-ups in a row. I mean, this was 500 push-ups in a row. This was really challenging at first because my muscles were not developed. I thought that I was going to hurt myself. I thought that I was never going to do it, that I should just better just lie on the ground and wait for it to pass. And then something hit me, is that if I did that, if I wait for it to pass, I would never be able to defend myself against stronger opponents. And I will never be able to jump off to the next curve. And that's why I started doing the push-ups. I started encouraging people that were struggling with it. And the more I did the training, the more we were happy to do the push-ups, because we knew that the next training we would be able to punch harder, to throw some quicker kicks. And just like that, power of will just enabled us to reach further. So the lesson is that your brain can control your body in many ways, and it all starts from there, from your mind. So the action I would like for you to do is just start something new to see how your brain reacts to it. It will be resistance to change, I think. Now, you won't be comfortable, you will have those negative thoughts, and you will recognize it as resistance. And the other thing you can do is just finish something you've procrastinated, something that you always push further into schedule. You pick that thing and just finish it now and see how your body, how your brain, how your mind reacts. But I guarantee you that if you manage to finish it, you will have a reward that I can't even start to describe here. So either start something new or finish something you've procrastinated. The next thing I want to talk about is the prolongation of that. It's really just what can the mind do to be able to make you evolve, to be able to make you more happy in your life, to get you to that better routine, that better habits. Well, it's really simple. It's called autosuggestion. Now, autosuggestion is a series of ideas or thoughts that goes from the mind to the subconscious and back to the brain. You can, if you use autosuggestions, you can go from a sad state of mind to a wholesomely happy state of mind. For instance, doctors use autosuggestion as hypnosis to cure PTSD soldiers when they come home from war, to just not think about those negative thoughts, negative memories. Another way to do it is to just do it as affirmations. Just to, if you were a kid at school, you have probably been punished, or if not, you all remember in The Simpsons, opening, you have always Bart Simpson that's writing 100 times the same sentence. And this is a kind of affirmations because writing something 100 times or really repeatedly will make your brain not only learn it, but it would configure itself differently to make your behavior, to make your habits change. For instance, you have some psychologists that use affirmations to cure their patients from drug addiction, like cigarette usage or even more drugs. So don't pay attention to the person behind me. She's just passing. Okay, so affirmations are there to help you create your best routine ever. And how it works is that you just write an affirmation. You write a phrase that looks like something that's not real to you yet, but that you want to achieve. Like, for instance, I am able to work on my hands, or I am able to do a backflip, or I'm able to cook the the most difficult fish in the world, and things like that. And a great example I always say, look at the rappers, look at hip hop. You always have this ego trip songs where you have the rappers say, I got big money, I got big cars, I got pretty girls, I got big cities, I am the boss, I am the boss. And they repeat it. And funny enough, those rappers usually make it to the top because they say in their songs that they make it to the top. They listen to their songs repeatedly enough. It's broadcasted on the radio, so they they hear their own voice speaking about them being the boss, being on top, and it usually happens, which is really awesome. I think it's a kind of affirmation that's really powerful, and what I want you to do is try to write one affirmation on the main thing you're worried about and repeat it out loud every day for a week at least. And you will see a change in your state of mind, a change in your thought process. You will have a different perspective about things, and you will be able to make a small step towards the goal you are trying to achieve. So that's it for auto suggestion. That's it for affirmations. Um, the next topic I want to speak about is the sixth sense. So if you tell me that the sixth sense is not a superpower, I don't know what to say to you. But people are often afraid about the term sixth sense because we always are taught that there's only five senses in our body. But the sixth sense is really common. Everybody has it. It's called intuition, and it can bring you opportunities to seize. It can warn you of the dangers to avoid, and it will help you being able to make the right decision on the fly. For instance, if you're driving a car at night and you're driving pretty fast and there's an animal that comes in the road, well, your intuition will warn you and your instinct will call to your reflexes to be able to avoid that animal and go on with your road without any catastrophe. This is what intuition is capable of doing. Another example, if you go to a networking event and you just talk to people, you're chatting, you're just having a mingle activity, and then someone says something that tingles you inside you. You say, "Oh, that's really interesting. I'm actually, I'm actually looking for someone like this, someone doing this, or I'm actually looking for that particular type of skill. Maybe should do something together. He's my card, or here's what I do." This is intuition at play here, because your intuition first puts you into speaking to that person, and then warn you just at the right moment to just jump to the next curve and change the conversation into action. So this works only if you're really focused, if you have a good state of mind, with, like we said before. If you sleep well, also, because when you're tired, your intuition is not the most reliable. So a good sleep and a good state of mind will grow your sixth sense. That's guaranteed. So how to get a good state of mind, you will say? Well, in order to focus more, the common method is to meditate. Meditate to clear up your mind from distraction. Meditate to really focus on yourself. Meditate to be able really to just focus on one thing, control your thought process, and it will make your intuition easier to find its way out into your brain. So the action I would like you to try is to meditate at least 10 minutes a day and just listen to your inner voice. This will be really helpful for you if you are doing something important, if you are just trying to do something new. It will tell you how to start, and also really just focusing on your inner voice will help you with, as scientists would say, as preventing mental disease, or just cardiac accident. So meditation will help you with your emotional side, with your physical side as well, and just really, you can do a lot of different meditation. Meditation, you can do it a lot of different ways. One that I use is that I close my eyes, I just listen to nothing at least 10 minutes a day. And then I just open my eyes and go on with my day. Some use music, some use noise, some use touch to concentrate on one object and just really feel it, really be mindful about it. So there's many ways to meditate. If you search for it, you will find the one that suits for you. So now I was going to just ask you these questions. Well, this question is, what do mental strength, what do willpower, affirmations, and intuition have in common? They have something in common, and that's not there. It's brain related, or it's neuroscience. It's another thing in common. So what do you think it is? So the common thing between mental strength, autosuggestion, and intuition are that they are focused on yourself. They are really self-related. They help you to gain control on yourself. to be able to really maximize your chance to use your inner strength, your inner powers to make you progress, to make you go into a better routine, to make you change your habits, to make you start new things and learn new skills. This is the common thing. You need mental strength to keep pushing. You need auto-suggestion to keep your ideas in the line, and you need intuition to really find that spark that will change the rest of your life daily, actually. So this will be my conclusion on that subject. If you need to know more about neuroscience, or if you need to know more about this concept that I've just talked about, I'm doing an online course. You will be able to find it at this, not this one, sorry, at you will be able to find it at conate.space/skills/PSTS, and PSTS stands for Press Start to Skill. And this is a course that is really focused on becoming a natural at the skills of your choice in 6 weeks. We have 6 weeks, aka 6 modules, and these modules are really building one another. The first module is called Start Knowing, and it will help you to know that you know already something, that you will know what you lack, and it will help you to own your knowledge in order to map really what you need to learn next. The second module is Sherlock Your Way In, and it's about figuring complex things out by yourself, and with the problem-based learning method, which is a method that I've been talking about in a different webinar. So if you want to know more about it, just join in the course. The third module is called Trust Yourself. It's about strengthening your confidence in your own skills and in your ability to learn new things. The fourth module is called Hajime Start Doing. It's about beginning the skill you chose from the get-go, and without judgment, without any prior. The fifth module is about practicing to the next level, to train to get a better hand upon your skills and better yourself. And the sixth module, which is my favorite, it's called Start Playing. It's all about transforming the knowledge you've acquired, the practice you made, into a challenging game. And this is really where you start to play out your game, to play out your skill, to play out your life. And this will get you to a new perspective about life. And I'm 100% sure of that. So in addition to those 6 modules, if you join now, I will get you a one-to-one call, one-on-one call with me to map your skill set strategy and kickstart your new activity. The course is only $27 for those who attend the webinar. So since you have attended, it's $27 for you. I have only a few spots left because it's the third webinar I'm doing, and I've already had people that I've been interesting, and they already joined the last webinar, so they didn't hesitate. They beat the resistance to change because they wanted to be starting something, as Michael Jackson would say. So thank you all for your attention and presence. We have a few minutes left, so I'll be answering questions now if if you have some questions. Thank you, and back to you. Bye. Okay. Daniel, do you have some questions? I don't think I'm hearing you. Yep, you don't have the sound. Oh,
Can you hear me now?
yeah, I'm hearing you now.
Okay. So where did you learn this stuff at?
So I've learned this stuff out by reading two particular books. The first one is called Free Your Brain. In French, it's called Libérez votre cerveau, which translates by Free Your Brain. It's a book by Idris Aberkan. Um, I will give you the name of the author here. And this is a book that really, well, sorry, I've done something not good. Um, this is a book that is really about just how to expand your brain activity, just about neuroplasticity, about really doing different things, thinking things differently in order to change the way we learn, in order to change the way we do things, the way we think, and it talks about those incredible talents on TV shows, about those who have the science of mentalism, and it covers a lot of brain-related type of of talents and of abilities, of skills. So the author is called Idris Aberkan. He's a neuroscientist, and he worked in Canada, Quebec, in France. So it's pretty known. Um, so the second book is Think and Grow Rich, which has been written by Napoleon Hill, and this is a book that deals with just starting your financial freedom, starting to really get richer and have more wealth, not only money but also all type of wealth, by shattering your obscure beliefs and focusing on the energy, on the positive feedbacks and all that stuff. In that book, it talks about intuition, it talks about willpower. So it's really interesting. If you haven't read it, I really
Popular one.
you've read it.
Yeah, I read it.
Okay, great. So this is I think it's a classic because he it came out a long time ago. I only discovered it 3 years ago. So, but it really changed my life. So that's where I've learned those stuff, and also I've learned the affirmation part by Napoleon Hill, but also by Brian Rose from London Real. So yeah, this is a this is a dual source. It's,
Sounds good. I guess not too much more. How'd you get interested in this stuff?
that's a good question. I think I always been interested in it, but never knew about it. Um, since I was in school, I always question myself about what I was learning. I was always saying, is there another way to learn this? Is there something else to learn? Why are we all going into schools? Or are we all doing the same thing, learning the same stuff? To a certain extent, because when you grow up, you just specialize in something. But at
Hmm.
first, we all have this basic common thing that is basically designed by the government of the country you're living in. So is it 100% reliable, or is there some other sources you can find? So this is what I was thinking about, and that's how I got interested in it. And second thing, I always just refer to Sherlock Holmes because he's interested in so much different things, that I think that polyvalence is the key. When you're polyvalent, you can really interesting in so many things that you have an insight of so many domains, different domains, and that's how you just grow your ability to learn and your ability to evolve, deduce, and do things. So yeah.
All right. Well, sounds good. Thanks for having me here on the webinar.
Yeah, thank you for coming, and also thank you for my Instagram followers that I've lost halfway, because by not halfway, but during the question session, because my cell phone just died, so I have to recharge it. But that's it. Thank you for listening. Thank you if you're watching this as a replay. Uh, you're great. And just go to the link that I'm probably going to paste under the video in the description. This is my course. Go check it out. Maybe you will join it. Who knows? So, thank you. Thank you, Daniel. And I'll see you around.
Okay. See ya.
Yeah.